Hello, how are you? My name's Samantha and this is my podcast. This is my place on the internet where I talk about all the crafty things that I have been up to. I did not record last week, partly because the kids were off school, which always makes it a little bit awkward, but I was ill last week. I spent like 4 days where I was having random nosebleeds, and so I couldn't record for those 4 days, and by the time the 4 days are up, it's like, I might as well wait until next week. And I should have posted on the community tab. I know, I'm sorry, I forgot. But I was fine. I'm just tired and a little bit run down at the moment, I think. And yeah, so that along with my blood pressure was a bit up and down. I had my period. It's just a nice little storm of all the things. It is about 1,000,000 degrees in here today, so I've got my little animal vest top on because I'm a grown up. And yeah, it's been so weird. I'm just going to do a little rant about the weather. It's been such weird weather. Say the kids were off for a week, but we couldn't really do much because apart from the fact that I was ill and kept randomly bleeding from my face, yeah, the weather was all over the place. It was really hot, and then it was cold, and then it was raining, and then it was dry. It was really sunny. It was really cloudy. English weather, man. English weather is crazy. Right, now that that's done, anything that I speak about today, which I'm sorry, is not going to be a lot. I do have a couple of finishes though. Anything that I speak about today, I will try and link down below. Any people that I speak about, I will link down below. Anywhere that you can find me will be linked down below. And there's a new thing on there. There will be a new thing. So admin bits first before I start showing you the things that I've done. I have been through my business plans again, and I've come up with a schedule for doing things. I had said at the start of the year that I wanted to start a newsletter and a blog, and this is going to be the month that I do that. It should have been done already, just it never happened because life was lifing. So what's going to happen now is I will record on Mondays as usual, but the video will not go up until the Tuesday because this is another thing that I'm taking some advice on. So I'm going to record on Mondays, get it all ready to go, and then you will see it on Tuesdays. So today is Monday the 2nd. You will see it on Tuesday the 3rd, hopefully, if I do it right. And what else is going to be happening is on the first Monday of the month, I will have a newsletter. I'm going to be doing my newsletter through Substack. There'll be a link for it down below with the rest of my stuff. Substack is... It's a writing platform, but you can have videos and audio and things like that on there as well. I'm going to be using it for a newsletter, and that will be a free service. You can have paid content on Substack as well, but for the newsletter purposes, it's going to be a free newsletter. So you just go on and it's free to sign up to Substack. It's worth having a look around, and it's mainly a written platform, which is quite nice. So yeah, I'll be doing that newsletter on the first Monday of every month. So that'll be going up today. Today as in Monday. The second Monday of every month, I'm going to do a shop update on my website. The third Monday of every month. So when I do the shop update on the second Monday, you will get a preview of that in the newsletters. That's the plan. It won't happen this week, but going forward, because this week I want to keep them quite short because it's a newsletter, but this week is going to be just setting out my plans and things. Moving forward, you'll get a preview of what is going to be in the following shop update. So the second Monday of every month is going to be a shop update. The third Monday of every month, there will be a blog on my website. And this will either be just a written blog about something that I found interesting, and it'll be within like crafting, or sometimes it might be maybe like a free pattern or something like that. So that'll be the third Monday of every month, and the fourth Monday I'm going to keep for, that's like for something else that I'm doing on Substack. That's going to be a separate entity out with this. So yeah, that's the plans going forward. I'm quite excited about it. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but my degree is in. Well, I've not finished my degree yet. I'm still in the process of it. I've got 1 more year to go. Well, no, I've got 2 modules to go. I'm going to do those 2 modules over 2 years. But it's like the 3rd year level. I know what I mean. Normally you have 3 years, but because I'm doing them 1 module at a time, it's taking me a bit longer because I've had to defer and things like that. So I'm going to get back to studying this year. Complete aside, sorry, squirrels. What was I going to say? Yeah, my degree is in classical history and creative writing, and I used to be a writer. I used to do a lot of creative writing, and I used to do a lot of non-fiction as well when I was younger. When I was like, I actually started winning awards for my writing when I was in primary school. That's like when I started writing, and I miss it, and I wasn't able to do it for such a long time. And now I feel like I'm back in a place where I can start writing again. So I'm picking up my degree. The module that I'm doing for this year, it doesn't start till October, but the module I'm doing for this year is advanced creative writing. So this will all tie in quite nicely, I think. And yeah, I just sort of want to get back into doing more writing, more written content, and see how that goes. So yeah, I got myself a new laptop for it. They had a sale on at Curry's, and I got a really good deal on a laptop. So my old laptop doesn't really switch on anymore. I've had it for quite a while. I've had it for probably about 10 years, and it's just, yeah. So I got a new, smaller, because my old one was like this big. This big, it's massive. My small, this one. That's how big my new one is. So yes, we'll be doing that. And yeah, I hope to get a lot more writing done for blogs for my website, and I plan on getting a lot more pattern writing done as well. I have a lot of patterns there, I just need to get them written up properly, and then I need to get them tested and things like that before I can put them up, because I want to do a mixture of free and paid patterns, or patterns with a free and paid option. I'm not quite sure which way that's going to go yet. Right, so yes, that's the admin stuff for the podcasty business wise of things. I'll do life stuff at the end. There's not a lot of life stuff. I've not had a very interesting couple of weeks, but I'll show you the things that I've been working on. So I will show you my finishes. I think I'd started this last time. I don't think I'd got very far. Black Virus Shawl. This is made out of Starcraft Special DK in black. This is for me. I will be keeping this one. And it's just nice for, it's like a nice length. And just for, say I'm sitting here at night time, or I'm sitting watching telly, things like that, my arms are free so that I can knit and crochet and drink coffee and things. I might just leave that on actually. But sometimes I get just a little bit chilly, and especially because I live in an old Victorian house, so it's like you walk in, there's a room, then the kitchen, and the living room is like the middle one. So I have the door open. I sometimes get a draft from the front door, so it's nice just to have this little thing here. Yeah, this was made of yarn that I had taken apart something else. I had made a granny stripe jumper ages ago and never ever worn it. So I took it apart and I used the black yarn to make this, and I just used up all of it. It's less than 300 grams. It's like 200 and something. I should have weighed it again because I can't remember. But yeah, it's come out really nicely. Obviously I haven't done ends because it's for me, so I don't really care. Oh, I'm going to have to redo this as well, look. It's starting to snap. Oh dear. So yeah, I've just used a 4.5mm hook for this, DK weight yarn. and it's just a virus shawl. Virus shawl is not really a pattern by anybody. It's one of those patterns that's just been floating around forever, but it's a very, very simple 4-row repeat. But this is my go-to. I've made a million of these. If you've been around, then you know I've made a million of these. This is my go-to kind of shawl pattern that I use. I just realised something as well. I've got another little thing that's not finished yet, but I wanted to show you, and I don't know what I've done with it. I'll show you it next week because I don't know where it is. Oh dear. Right. My other finish is not the stitching is finished on it, but the actual, it's not been made into anything yet. So we have this. And this is a printed pattern. So you can see on the back there, the stitching. It's a printed pattern, and I've been through how you use these before. You have the key along the bottom. It comes in a kit, and you just stitch whatever that is up there. I'm a little unsure about the bright orange. It's kind of working, but kind of weird at the same time. So the reason I have not bathed this yet, because what you do is you do all your stitching, and then you bath it in warm water. And when you bath it in warm water, all the lines come out and all the dye underneath. Because let's see, you can kind of see through. There's like different coloured dyes behind it. Where it's been printed on there, and all that comes off, and you just get left with the white Aida and the stitching, and then you can turn it into something. I think I might turn this one into a project bag, but I haven't done the washing bit yet because I want to make a short with how to get rid of the stuff. So I haven't had time to do that yet, so it still looks like this. But yeah, that's another finish. That was just a nice, mindless. If you want to get into cross stitch, or if you're already in cross stitch and you just want something where you don't have to think about it and have to count about it, I put a thing on my Instagram about it. And even people who cross stitch regularly, they do like to do printed ones sometimes as well, because you don't have to count. And because you don't have to count is really good when you just want to have a brainless day. This one is a kit that I got ages ago. I think I probably got it off Amazon or something, and it didn't take too long to do. It's an 11 count Aida. It comes with everything. It comes with all the threads, lots and lots of thread. It comes with needles, and yeah, that'll be that. Hopefully I will be able to show you this next week as a project bag. So there is that. Right, what else have we got? I'm like really warm with this on now. Oh, more stitching. This will be a very, very quick one. We have this, my ravens. I'm not taking them out the hoop because I don't want to fight with it, but this is what it will look like. Oh dear. I'm trying to get the picture up and it's doing weird stuff to my camera. Right, there we go. It'll look like that. This is an Etsy pattern. I'll link it down below. This one's still available, and it's just a monochrome. And again, if you've been around, you'll have seen this. I've been working on this for a really long time because I suck at finishing things. But see, it's all these blues and purples and things. This is what I generally refer to as my cursed project, because the amount of times I've had to rip out this raven in particular, it's ridiculous. And I went to get some more thread, and it turns out that the thread has been discontinued, so I had to go on a little bit of a hunt for it. I managed to get 2 skeins, so I'm hoping. Oh, so this board is completely done, and this one is like a mirror image of that. This one is a mirror image of this one, so I'm hoping that 2 skeins is going to be enough, because by the time it comes down the bottom, I don't think that's very solid stitching. I'm really hoping 2 skeins is going to be enough, because it was quite hard to get. I'm doing it 2/2 on, I don't know what this fabric is. I think it's a 28 count. Pretty sure it's a 28 count. I don't know what kind of fabric it is or what colour it is or anything like that. It's like this greyish, it's like a grey but with a hint of purple. And it's really nice and I would really like it. And it's one of the main reasons I've persevered with this stupid pattern. It's a lovely pattern, I really like it. But I don't have the pattern in here with me. The pattern's really, really hard to read as well though. Because it's monochrome and I can understand why the designer did it. She's just, because it's all one symbol and she's just put a cross. But what happens is when you have lots of crosses next to each other with no gaps, is it all kind of merges together and blends, and yeah, it's very difficult to read. So it's made the pattern more difficult than it should be. Let's just put it that way. Right, I have one more bit of stitching to do, and that is my head cell. So this is my Heaven and Earth designs, and I will take this one out of the hoop. I have done loads on this since the last time you've seen it. Look. So as you can see from my lovely hoop marks, I have moved the hoop. We are almost across across here. We're almost at the edge of the second page. So this is, I'll show you the actual picture. Is this one. So I'm up here doing the sky. And it is called Elegant Company on a Terrace. This is the Heaven and Earth year-long sale that they do. You had to sign up for it by sometime in December. And just very briefly, what you do is there's a selection of, it's either 12 or 13 patterns. And if you finish 6 pages, you buy one pattern. And if you finish 6 pages by the end of this year, then you will receive all the patterns. If you finish the entire thing by the end of the year, you will receive all the patterns plus another one off their site. So this is how far we are. I'm doing this on 25 count easy grid, and I'm doing it 2/110 stitch, which is like a half cross. I don't know if it's 10 stitch or if it's just a half cross. I don't know, they're half crosses. I get very confused about what's what. Must be my age. So yeah, here we are. What I am doing is this colour here. Most of the top section is made up of this colour because it's the sky. So I'm just colour completing by going down in rows. It gets released in parts and you get like 3 pages at a time. For this one, different patterns with different shapes, you'll get different amounts, well, different sections. But for this one, I'm getting 3 pages at a time because that's how wide my chart is. The second part, which is pages 4, 5 and 6, got released at the start of April. Yeah, so at the very end of December, we got January, February, March, which is page 1, 2 and 3. And then April, May, June, July, I'll get pages 7, 8 and 9. Maths is hard. Right, so get some water. Okay, so I'm getting on with that. I've been tracking it on StitchPal, and I'm at 14% overall of like the entire thing, and I need to be doing something like 300 and I think it's 398 stitches I'm on a day at the minute, and that'll have the entire thing finished by the 1st of December. That's what I'm aiming for. So that gives me like a whole month of wiggle room, which I need because, oh, we've suddenly gone out. Why have we gone out of focus? Hello. I don't know. This camera just does what it wants. Right, the thing that has been taking up most of my time is this. Ooh, I've got it in my little handy dandy bag because this is a very light coloured yarn and I don't want to get it wrecked. It's this. So this is the test knit that I'm doing for Kelly at Row Kids. This is the Athenaeum. Let's go with that. Right, so this is it. I have done the top. I have done my little sleeves. It's a short sleeve tee. And I'm just on the body, which is taking forever because I have a very long torso. So not only does the body take forever because I'm doing it in a 4-ply, but yeah, it takes even longer because I have a long torso. I am doing, Kelly has very kindly let me do the smaller size because I had put down 2 sizes that I would be willing to do, but I did say to her the smaller size won't actually fit me yet, but I am dieting, so that's the size that I want to be in. So she very kindly let me do the smaller size. I mean, it's still not a tiny size, but it's smaller than, it's a size smaller than I am at the moment, which I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get into very, very soon. But it's lovely. It's such a nice pattern. She's done socks and I think a hat as well with this pattern on it. Most people have done it all in one colour. There's one person has done it where I have the pink. She's used minis and that looks amazing as well. So this would be a good pattern for if you have leftover minis or leftover scraps. You know, it's a really, really good pattern for that. And it's going to look amazing. The yarn that I'm using, the pink, is Drops Fable. These are the things. And the yarn, I'll show you in the ball. I still can't find my ball winder, so there we go. I mean, it's not the most exciting colour palette, but I really, really like the cream and the grey. And the yarn is so soft. It's Little Mouse House. She is on Etsy. Ooh! She is on Etsy. And this is the things for the yarn. Ooh. Hide my face. Sorry, I'm like wiggling all over the place here. I hope you could read that. I'm sorry. I've got this last year, I think, so she might not do this colourway anymore, but I've got quite a few of her colourways. Her yarn is always really, really nice. Beautifully dyed, beautifully soft. Highly, highly recommend. And she ships out really quickly as well. And she quite often does a lot of good deals on her yarn. So yeah, this is, oh, so that marker there is where it was last time you seen it. So that's how much I've done. And I've not been able to sit and do it constantly because, yeah, I was a little terrified that I was going to bleed on it. So I didn't, while I had my nosebleed, I just didn't want to touch it. What else have I got? I've got some kind of notes here. My head, Athenaeum, Tosco. Vanilla socks. These are not massively exciting, but I'm going to show you them anyway because I can. They're in my You'll Float 2 bag. And this yarn is Lidl yarn, which I picked up because they had it on sale. There's no ball band. I just know that it's sock yarn. This is my I'm waiting for the kids outside of school sock. And that's how it's going so far. Because the kids haven't been to school, so it's not been touched. I did a little bit. And now that my Athenaeum's in a place where I can just knit, I don't need my socks. I mean, I need them when I'm out. I'm not absolutely not knitting on this standing outside the school because, for one, it'll get filthy if I drop it, and I don't want to do that. And it's just big and heavy, and I don't want it to stretch, and you know. Yeah, I know what I mean. So that's it for stuff that I've worked on. I'm saying that's it for stuff that I've worked on. Let me show you. This is how much desk time I've had as well. This is my desk project. This is, I don't know if I even showed you this last time actually. I think I just told you about it. The granny square blanket that I was doing, I had ripped it down because I didn't like how gappy it was. And this is what I'm doing instead. Like a mini corner to corner. So, you know, the squares in it are tiny. And this is in 4-ply. And what I'm doing, instead of, because normally when you do corner to corner, you'll do, like, you'll chain 5 or 6. I normally do 5, but I know a lot of people do 6. And then you go back and you have like 4, you'll have like your 3 DCs and then your turning chain. For this one, I'm chaining 4 at the end of each thing, and then I'm doing 2 half double crochets and my turning chain. So I'm basically omitting one double crochet and just doing them all in half double crochets. And that is coming with this ball. So yeah, this is what my 3rd or 4th attempt at trying to make something out of this that I like. I think this could be it though. The problem that I'm having is because I want it to be a big scrappy blanket to go on top of my bed, which means it has to be massive, which means I don't want it to be anything too gappy, because apart from the fact it'll be gappy and I don't really want a gappy blanket, it'll stretch, you know, if the stitches are too big. So that's why I went for a half double crochet, because there's stretch in it obviously, but there's not going to be a ton of stretch. And this is just me using up yarn scraps, minis, everything, woolly 4-ply-ish. And now I've got a big massive mess here. But yeah, that's it for the crafty stuff. I have started this as well, but I've literally done, you won't even be able to see it because the white stitches. I've done that much. See, you can't even see it because they're white stitches. But these are just little kits that you get in Hobbycraft, and it's like I have them in baskets next to the till, and I just pick them up every so often. And I had found them in my the bag that I showed last time, the little freezer bag thing, the cool bag, whatever it's called. That bag there. Oh yeah, look. This is something else that I've done since last time you've seen me. I now actually have my table in here. I have a craft table. So I got rid of the dog cage was there. I got rid of the dog cage. That's through there now. Because she never used it anyway. She's got a bed down there that she uses. And I brought that table through here. Now, in my infinite wisdom, let me tell you about this. So I was like, right, I want to get the table from the living room, which is through there, next door, and bring it through here and put the dog cage through there. The dog cage is easy enough. You just take the stuff out of it, it collapses, you just carry it through. It's heavy, but it's manageable. Right, so the table. In order for me to get the table in here, because I don't know if you can see, see there, see it has like 2 layers, because it's one of these tables that extends. Now, it's a very heavy solid wood table, and with a double layer top. Is that right? Okay. In order for me to get that table through here, I ended up having to take the table apart. I couldn't get the legs off it because the legs are like bolted in so tightly. I couldn't get the legs off it. So in order to get the carcass of the table, like just the legs and the top frame bit through here, I ended up having to take 2 doors off. I had to take 2 doors off. I ended up breaking the floor, which is now fixed. But yeah, and then I had to bring that through here, and then I had to remember how to put it all back together. I had piles of screws everywhere, and for my little ADHD squirrel brain, my God. So I had like piles of screws for the different doors. I had piles of screws for the table. I had to remember how to put it all back together again. I was doing all this myself because like the kids weren't here, they were at their dad's. He's like an hour away, and my boyfriend wasn't here. He's because I only see him at the weekends. And yeah, I decided that I was doing this thing. Absolute nightmare, honestly. I don't know what I was thinking. However, it is done. I am super happy with it. And my boyfriend helped me put the doors back on and fix the floor. So that's all done and sorted. The living room has a lot more space in it now. The kids are not randomly dumping all their stuff on the table, because that was the problem. I wanted to have the table to be able to cut fabric on, and I couldn't do that when I was through there because the kids just kept dumping all their stuff on it because they're kids and that's what they do, because they don't possess that bit in their brain that says, maybe I should put this away. Like, please tell me that's not just my kids. They're an absolute nightmare. Honestly, it's like you can just run around after them in a black bag and it'd be full within about an hour. I love my children, but they're pigs. And no amount of me complaining about it seems to work. So, yeah. I've got the table through here now, so they can't just dump stuff on it. So now I can actually use it for cutting fabric. On there, let's go this way. On there at the moment, I have diamond painting, because that is something that I want to get back into doing again. And now that I have the table through here and nobody else touches it, I can leave my diamond painting out without the fear of like the dog jumping on it or the kids dumping stuff on it or whatever, you know. So yeah, that's another thing that I did. I've got rid of most of what way am I going now? I got rid of most of the stuff from down there, but there's just, it's a process. By the time I'd done all the table and everything, I just didn't have the energy to go through anything else. So that'll be me until I get another bee in my bonnet and start taking something else apart or moving something or doing something else random. Let's see. What else? Let me have a look on my list. TV and books. Right, audio wise, I finished audiobook, finished Sugar Daddies. It was alright. It was kind of predictable, just general smut, but with a storyline. It was alright though, and it wasn't too bad. The woman's voice acting was terrible. And I finished Iron Flame. I started the, what's it called, Empyrean series. So I finished Iron Flame. I am currently I finished Fourth Wing. I'm currently in the middle of Iron Flame. I can't remember if I started that last time because that's not written down here. I don't know. Right. Anyway, I'm on the second book and that's been going quite well. I'm quite enjoying that still. Because the kids have been off school, I haven't had much of a chance because, you know, if you've got kids, you know, you can't really sit there with earphones in or earbuds or whatever when the kids are doing stuff in the house, because things happen and you need to be able to hear them. And my children especially can be quite energetic. So I've not had much of a chance to listen to it this week, but now they're back to school, I've been listening to it a bit today. And yeah, it was really good. We were having a bit of a discussion about it on Kelly's Discord, Roro and Kate, and she's just started the third book. I think she's reading the physical book. I don't think she's doing it on audio, and she's struggling a bit with the third one. She says it's quite hard to get into, so I'll need to see how it goes by the time I get to that. I know a lot of other people have just like blasted through it, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Physical book, I finished a book called To Hell With It. I think I might have started reading it, but only just started reading it last time, and that was really good. It was pretty sort of feel good. It's not the sort of thing that I normally read, but I'm finding recently, because I've had that much upheaval and that much stress in my life, I've started reading like these uplifting kind of short book kind of thing. What are they called now? I don't know. There's a name for them. But they're just like little feel-good kind of books. And this one was about a woman with OCD, so I found it super interesting because I always find anything to do with the way that the brain works super, super interesting. I wanted to be a psychologist before, and then I realised that being a psychologist means that you don't just get the interesting stuff, you get the horrific stuff as well, and I know that I can't handle that. So, you know, anybody who does anything like that, thank you, but yeah, I could not do that. Yeah. But I still find it super interesting. The human psyche is amazing. So she has like really bad OCD and some stuff happens and like she goes off on a journey of self-discovery and whatever. And it was just like a nice, easy read. It was fun. And yeah, it was pretty good. After I finished that, I decided to have a look on, I'm just going to work through my Kindle books. I have got so many Kindle books that I don't really have a look through them. So what I've done is I've sorted my Kindle list because, you know, I like a list. I've sorted my Kindle list from in alphabetical order, and I'm just skipping any of the like compilation books or craft books and things like that and just going to the single novels. And so the first thing that popped up was the All Souls trilogy, which I've had on my list for I don't even know how long. I bought it Discovery of Witches on the TV. The thing was called Discovery of Witches, and I watched it when it was on the TV, and I really enjoyed it. And then I bought the books to see if the books were much different, and then never got around to reading them. So now I've started reading them. So I'm still on the first book. I got my actual Kindle back. My ex found it when he was going through some stuff, and he's like, oh, "I found your Kindle." I was like, oh, "Yay!" So he brought that for me, and because I get really easily distracted, so what I was trying to do before was read my Kindle through the Kindle app on my phone or on my tablet in bed at night time, or just when I was like knocking around at night time. But what ends up happening is I'm getting notifications through all the time, and it's distracting. Or I'll be like, oh, I want to check blah 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 in a book, and I'll go and look at it, and then that leads me down a little rabbit hole, and you know, before I know it, I haven't read anything, but I know about a completely different subject. So having the Kindle means that I just have my book, and that is it. If I want to know a specific word, it has the ability to tell me about that specific word, and that is all I need, and it cannot send me down a rabbit hole. So I'm hoping I will be able to read a bit more. So yeah, I've started the first book on that. Say it's a trilogy. I don't think it's especially long for a trilogy, but it's a pretty fair size, I think, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's been long enough that for me not seeing the series that I can't remember all the details about it. Shocker, I know. But it's in my memory enough that things are recognisable within it, which I think also makes it easier to read when my brain is not working. So yeah, started reading All Souls. All Saints song came on earlier on. Haven't heard the song for probably over a decade at least. Still know all the words. Right, TV wise, I am still watching DS9, working my way through that steadily. I'd forgotten how good DS9 is and how different it is from Generations as well. See, Generations was early 90s, and then DS9 is like late 90s. So the cinematography difference between the two things is massive. I mean, I love both of them, but yeah, watching my way through DS9 and enjoying that. I am watching an anime called Black Clover with the children, which has like 5 billion episodes. My god, that thing just goes on forever. It's pretty good though. I quite like it. I've been watching, there's a BBC drama. I've watched the first season and I've just started the second season. It's a BBC drama of Marie Antoinette and it's really good. I didn't really know much about Marie Antoinette. I was obviously aware of her existence, but that's not the kind of area of history that I know much about. So, you know, I thought I'll watch it because I like history and I'll learn some stuff. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's got a few faces in it that I recognise. It's, as far as I know, they've made it as historically accurate as they can. There's a lot of the palaces and things in it that are there. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful to look at, the whole thing, with between the dresses and the palaces, and you know. So that's pretty good. They've obviously had to make them a little bit older because I think she was like 15 when she got married off, and that's not going to fly now, really, is it? I think she was 15 and she married Louis the Fifth. No, she married one of the Louis. 15th, maybe 16th. I don't know. I can't remember. But she married him, and he was very young as well. I think he was only like 14 or 15. So they've made them a little bit older, but they've tried to make everything else kind of accurate-ish, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. And oh, the Holy Grail. Right. So, as someone who is born and brought up in Britain, Monty Python is just a thing. It's there. It's just always been there. My boyfriend's Italian and has only been in this country for like 10 years, and he's only been here as an adult. And it turns out, shockingly, that they have different things on TV in Italy. And he had never seen any Monty Python stuff. He's kind of like vaguely aware of Monty Python existing, but he'd never seen any of their stuff because quite a lot of their movies ended up getting banned. And they certainly never made it across to Italy because, you know, they have feelings over there when it comes to religious stuff. He's not religious, but as a general thing, Italy's a fairly Catholic country. And Monty Python tend to not care about that. So he'd never seen a Monty Python movie, and I thought he would quite enjoy it. So we watched The Holy Grail, and he thought it was hilarious. We're going to watch Life of Brian this week. I managed to find them. The only place I could find them was on Prime, and I'm not sure if they both I've got hair on my hand. I don't know if they both ended up getting banned in this country at the time, but yeah, they certainly never made it across to Italy. Because what happens across there as well, a lot of Italians don't speak English, or if they do, it's not like enough to be able to sit and watch movies and things. His English is excellent, but as a general thing, they don't have English as a main thing over there, and so a lot of the stuff that goes over gets dubbed, and yeah, it's they're very particular about some of the stuff that they show. They don't have Monty Python, but it's from the 70s. I think it was like 1970 that came out. I had another point that I was going to make about that. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure it was something very, very deep and meaningful, but probably not. Let's see what else. That's it for everything that I've been watching. Life plans. Oh my goodness. Right, we're trying to build a bike shed. We're trying to design a bike shed to build in my garden because I don't really want to go and pay hundreds of pounds for one. So that's on the list at the moment. Markets. I want to start prepping for markets. We have a few local ones around here, and I want to start doing in-person markets again because I used to do them before and I really enjoyed them. So I'm working on that. Substack I've already spoken about. My laptop I've already spoken about. And yeah, that was it. And something that we did do as well is we went to a plant fair because My boyfriend's got like a corporate job, but he doesn't like it. He gets bored very, very easily, so sitting in an office all day just doesn't really do it for him. And he wants to sort of cut back on his hours that he's doing a boring job and do something that he enjoys. And one of the things he really enjoys is plants. So he wants to start up a small business to do with selling plants. So we started looking at plant fairs, and we went to a plant fair last weekend, and it was a lovely day. And the plant fair itself was lovely, but we didn't realise at the time it was on a nature reserve, and there's a big man-made lake there, and run by Severn Trent, which they're the people who we pay our water bills to, and I never realised that they had places like this. But they've got a big man-made lake and nature reserve with lots of different birds, and it was really nice. And it was quite a hot day, but it was kind of overcast as well, so it was okay to walk around. So we think we might go back there with actual proper hiking gear. And we sat and we had a little picnic, and yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. So yeah, that's all the interesting stuff. It's probably not even that interesting, but that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been spending my life. We are now at 46 minutes. If you've made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, I need to do my hair again. That's my plan for this week. Oh yeah, I've not done plans for the week. I plan on re-dyeing my hair because it is starting to fade quite a lot. I quite like this colour though. I like the nice pale baby pink. But I need to redo my hair. And what else? I need to get my athenaeum done because that is a test knit. And I think she plans on releasing it in July. So now we're in June, I should probably get a wiggle on with that. And what else? Yeah, so I've got my newsletter to do today. I need to start prepping and the stuff that I want to put in my shop update next week. And yeah, just try and keep up with my stitching on my head style. I want to try with my stitching. I'm just picking a project. I'm doing my stitches on my head style every day, but then I'm just going to pick a project and just work through it until it's done. So that's what I'm going to do with the ravens. I did it with this. That was the first project that I did it with. And I was going to do the bee, which is another printed one. But I want to get the ravens done in case I do need to hunt down some more thread for it, since the thread is discontinued. So I want to work on that a bit. And yeah, I don't know. I want to carry on working through my little, that box and see what else I can get out of there. I don't really have any other specific plans, I don't think. No, it's just kids are back at school and see how it goes, see what I can get done. Right, I will be back next week, pending my health, which will hopefully be fine. It's such a random thing to happen as well. Right, I'll be back next week, and if you have stayed this long, if you have enjoyed what you've seen, if you could like, subscribe, leave me comments. I always like comments. Comments are fun. I like knowing what everybody's getting up to. And yeah, I'll be back next week. Bye bye.